So a person coming with insomnia gets this remedy and his sleep is reinstated or re-established. That's how homeopathy works.
But why is that? Is that, I'm going to say something like a complete like.
All right.
Is that because maybe we have insomnia and our body is not aware, so our body is not fighting it unless you stimulate it from something different and show, oh, there is information about this problem.
All right.
Does this make sense?
It does. So obviously, there are hundreds of reasons why somebody has insomnia. And we have to identify that reason and give a remedy which is similar to the reason or the cause of insomnia. Insomnia is an effect. An overworking brain is an effect. It is not normal. So we give a remedy to the cause. So somebody may have insomnia out of depression. Somebody have insomnia out of a disturbed relation, out of anticipatory anxiety of the next day, because of addictions, because of drugs, so on and so forth. So we have to look for the reason for insomnia and give a remedy similar to that reason, which induces that reason for insomnia. That's how homeopathy works.
What do you wish more people understood about homeopathy today?
I mean, first thing is that people should get over, like we already mentioned, about the size or matters. Because these informations are so subtle that people should understand that, for example, a vaccine. I mean, you're not taking liters of a vaccine, right? You take one shot of a vaccine, which stays in your body as a memory for the rest of your life, and you would never get that disease again. Homeopathy exactly works in the same principle like vaccination, but this time the vaccination or the remedy is not aimed at a particular disease, but it is aimed at the entire constitution, to enhance the constitution, to keep self-repairing itself. So basically homeopathy induces DNA repair mechanism, what was also called as the healing mechanism in the body. So this people should understand that not everything works as an antagonist. For example, if you have constipation, in conventional medicine, they would give you a purgative, which means they would induce a diarrhea into you. So this is working against the language of the body, because they are not forcing a symptom. They are forcing a chemical into you to give you antagonist. In homeopathy, if you have a symptom like constipation, or if you're constipated, a homeopath would give you a remedy which induces constipation in a normal person. So the two energies resonate, and the effect is that normal stool is reinstated and not a diarrhea. So that is the major difference between the two. And this people should understand. Like when they get a major pathology, for example, let's say some autoimmune pathology pops up into your body, and you start killing the cells which are causing autoimmunity. For example, your T4 lymphocytes or your WBCs are attacking your own cells. In the conventional system of medicine, they would give you a cytostatic to kill those cells. Or they would give you some kind of steroid so that the symptoms of autoimmunity are not obvious or are not enhanced. In homeopathy, I would give you a remedy that causes autoimmunity in a normal person. For example, we will give information to the T4 cells on which is a normal cell and which is not a normal cell. Because in autoimmunity, the problem is with the information. The cells do not recognize which is a normal cell and which is a disease cell. So the natural killer cells, or the ones which are supposed to take care of the abnormal cells, they start attacking normal cells. So this is how it differs in both the systems, in homeopathy and in conventional system. In conventional system, they would give you that steroid or the cytostatic for life till you get a remission. I mean, eventually you'll get a remission after 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, we don't know when. Till then, they'll bombard you or hammer you with drugs. In homeopathy, we just give that simple information, which is so cost effective. I mean, one of these pills, from this remedy will cost you what, 2 euros? Okay, the doctor would charge you consulting fee, and that is a different thing. But this costs 2 euros, as against when you bombard or hammer yourself with those cytostatics and steroids and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, they will cost you thousands. So obviously, for the money-making industry, it's very simple to make a decision because it's a different perspective. As against in homeopathy, it's very cost-effective and cheap. Inexpensive, I would say, not cheap, inexpensive.
Yeah, that's very interesting. How do you define the vital force in the body? Mm-hmm. Is that our inner energy? What's that about?
Hahnemann, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann gave to the world this discovery of homeopathy in 1796. After that time, he gave a rule book. It was like a black box, on how homeopathy should be practiced. And this book, or this we call it the Bible of homeopathy. If you have to be a homeopath, you have to understand the organon of medicine, in which Hahnemann has laid down the rules of how homeopathy has to be practiced. And during his time, there was this style of writing a book in paragraphs. So these were like small verses or paragraphs. They called them aphorisms. So Hahnemann has given more than 250 aphorisms on how homeopathy is to be practiced. In 1796, before the advent of all the modern tools of electron microscopes and such, even a normal stethoscope was not available at his disposal. Hahnemann was a visionary. He was a philosopher. He was a scientist. He was a born genius. In aphorism number 9, he clearly mentions, okay, so I will tell you in a simpler way that we are all made up of atoms and molecules. So what divides between a biologically living creature and a biologically dead creature, right? In the dead creature, there are still those atoms and molecules, still the laws of physics and chemistry and biology apply to him. But in a dead man, there is something missing. So that something missing is what is called as the vital force. Because that time he did not have the right nomenclature or right